Welcome to more creative films.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the More Creative Films channel. Today we have a special guest. Before we do, I want to ask you to please like and subscribe and share this video. A lot of people have seen the movie we're going to talk about. We're reviewing today The Duke of Earl. The Duke of Earl Part 1, the original. So helping me review it today, talk about it, laugh about it, reminisce about it is actor, producer. This guy is everywhere. He's a longtime friend of mine, Joe Castro. Welcome to the show, Joe.
Hey, thank you, Paul. Thank you. Appreciate you having me.
All right, man. It's good to have you on. Me and Joe have been friends a long time, man. We go way back, gang banging days. I mean, that far back. Now we're both in the film industry. It's crazy, huh, Joe?
Yeah, it's been a crazy road, man. It really has. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
just blessed to
man.
be alive, right?
Yeah, bro. So, you know, what's your first initial thoughts, man, remembering the Duke of Earl, bro?
Man, the first thoughts of Duke World is when I first saw it, I was a teenager, man, and I used to watch. I remember my homeboys would come over to the pad, and we sit there and we watch it. You know what I mean? But at first, we weren't watching it like, oh, because we were looking for God. We were watching it because it had to do with gangs and gang banging and Warriors fighting, and then well, me being a jokester and then my homeboys, we sit there and we kind of joked about some of the parts in the movie, you know what I mean? And but I think I watched it at least, man, I say over 40 times in my life. I've watched that thing over and over again. But like getting the joking or the laughing part out of it, man, honestly, it left an impression or a message in my mind that I carry till today about that. There's still hope for us, and there's something bigger than our neighborhoods and the blocks that we grew up on. You know what I mean? And that's God's salvation.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think like back then, for those of you who don't know, little background on me and Joe, I'm from a neighborhood that was in OC, West Side La Habra, Pee Wee's. Joe was from Barrio La Jolla, not La Jolla in San Diego. It's an old barrio, old time barrio that's in Placencia. And you know, so our neighborhoods, we grew up together as kind of like sister neighborhoods. So what Joe is saying is that growing up watching this movie, we did the same thing over in La Habra, bro. We would get together, watch it, you know, say all the famous line like Indio, he's a ranker and he can't be trusted, you know, all the stuff. But little did we know, like you said, that God was using this to, you know, to pour seeds in our heart, in our lives, bro, that we would believe in him later. You know, we didn't know nothing about that, Joe.
No, nothing. I remember like watching it and watching with Pastor Ed, right? When
Ed
he's in the
Morales.
store and they're throwing down and 14th Street comes in and I think it was Indio Stocks Duke. He's in a sock Duke, but he hits Pastor Ed in the mouth, you know. And I remember we be like homeboys start crying, so we're like, me and homeboys be like, oh, Jesus loves you, and Jesus loves Tokers Town, and Jesus even loves 14th Street, you know what I mean? As
Yeah.
he got socked in the mouth. But like that whole movie, like I said, watching it so many times, I never realized that Pastor Ed is my mom's cousin,
Yeah.
you know, and I barely found out about that maybe like 2 years ago, you know, that he
Yeah.
was actually family, you know.
Yeah, that is insane, bro. To think later on, like what a legacy he left. And then so the movie was made by Victory Outreach by, I believe it was Victory Outreach San Jose, Pastor Ed, who's under Sonny Arganzoni, senior from Victory Outreach. And just this movie has been used all around the world. And we look back now, the quality is not too good, you know, because it's old, bro. But what they did was incredible, bro. Like you and I know as filmmakers, see all the oldies in it, all the
Yeah,
oldies that were in that, like to do that nowadays, to get all those oldies in one film, that would cost us about $1 million, man. We
yeah.
couldn't do it today, so I don't even know how they did it. But I'm going to be interviewing CISCO soon, who CISCO is Vince Molina in the movie, but he's CISCO in the movie. I'm going to be interviewing him, and I'm going to ask him that question: how did they do it, man?
Yeah, it looks like maybe they used like a Super 8 film video or
It's
something. Yeah,
something, man.
but
Something.
no matter the quality, the message is so strong. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And if you haven't seen it, go on YouTube and watch it, Duke of Earl. And I promise you, the first time you watch it, you're gonna want it again and watch it again and again. and each time you watch it, you're gonna get something from that
Yeah.
from that movie.
Yeah, and I went on Victory Outreach website yesterday, Joe, and I was trying to figure out if they're still selling it, because we can watch it on YouTube to maybe get a better quality. I didn't find it on the Victory Outreach website, so I'm going to ask Vince, Cisco. I'm going to ask him that, and I want to ask him a bunch of questions about the filming. But let's get into the movie, man. Let's get into some of the scenes. So the movie starts out, Duke and Indio are inside jail, and they're saying a peace treaty. They're talking about a peace treaty. Do you want to talk on that? Let everybody know how that scene goes.
Yeah, he's talking about like, well, Indio is like telling Duke, hey, we need to make a peace treaty on the streets, and then they're like saying, well, we don't know if it's gonna stand strong out there, and then he goes, well, if we could do it in here, we could do it out there, and so he goes, okay, we'll do a peace treaty, but a lot of the guys that were locked up with Duke were upset. They didn't want to do a peace treaty. Actually, they wanted like Indio's neck, but what comes out to be that the only reason Indio did that peace treaty was because he was just trying to cover his butt, you know what I mean? Because, they were going to eat him alive. So he was being fake about it,
Yeah, Indio was a snake right there, but that's real too, man. All that
Yeah.
stuff is real. People be getting together in there and be snakes. I know we could probably think in our mind people who are snakes like that, bro. I know a ton of them, bro. And
Yeah.
so remember the part, cross that line, remember?
I was about to read that up.
Talk
Yeah.
about it. Go about it.
Yeah. He goes, hey, that one of the prisoners was talking smack to Indio, and Indio goes, yeah, well, you know what? You have a problem when you cross this line, cross that, and he crosses, and he goes, does it again. Well, cross this line, cross line. He goes, see, you could do anything Indio tells you to do. And homeboy was upset. Then they rang the bell or whatever to go back to their cells. But that inmate, I remember Duke standing there, and that inmate threw the broom at Duke's back because he was upset, with them, for like covering him or saying, like protecting Indio,
Yeah.
But yeah, so he caught a lot of grief over it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which in the end, he shouldn't have did it, you know what I mean? I mean, he was trying to be a good guy, but it kind of bit him later on,
Yeah, and we know like Duke was just being a stand-up dude, trying to be a real friend, but obviously when you're dealing with the snake, it's kind of hard, kind of
Yeah, he
like
got
grabbing
this.
oil. It just slips out. But then Duke's homeboys come up to him. Do you remember what they told him at the cells? Indio's a rancor and he can't be trusted. Remember?
Yeah. Man, we used to use that line so much in the neighborhood, man, about just joking though, like, oh man, that man don't trust the elote, man, because he's a rancor and he can't be trusted. But we used to like just be laughing about that. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like that line. It's kind of like that line in Boulevard Nights. Don't be a chihuahua,
Yeah, I'm
funny, bro.
Man.
Yeah. So they get out. So Duke gets out, and we meet up with CISCO. He's with SHYGIRL. Then later on, Duke gets out. He drives up in a '63 convertible, and he gets out to Stevie Wonder. And he comes in. He sees CISCO and his grandma. You remember the grandma? Isn't that grandma like everybody's family? There's one of those in everybody's family,
Yeah, hi, mijo. I don't want you to go back to jail. She tell me in Spanish, you know what I mean? She's upset because, like me, I ran through that too because I was raised by my grandma, and like she used to tell me, mijo, I worry about you going out there in the streets, I worry about you and this and that. And I was like, that was just the way, they were, back then they worried a lot. And I think like still I worry about my kids, but it's a different worry, But I remember like my homeboys would come to my pad. And back in the 80s and the early 90s, we used to crease down. You know what I mean? We were always starched up. We were always like we kept ourselves, 100% on what the kids call on fleek, But my homeboys would come over in Pendletons, Dickies, everything. And my mom be like, my tias would tell my mom, hey, why you let him hang around the gangs, And she goes, those ain't gang members. Those are just his friends. And I used to laugh when she used to do that because, I used to tell my friends, you guys ain't gang members. You guys are just my friends, And it was just a funny topic, I mean, like a conversation like that. But yeah, man, it's a trip, man, because what I got to say is like we had a lot of memories from back then. But at the same time, man, a lot of loss and a lot of guys that got jacked up or dead or in the jails. And the biggest victims of them all are the parents, man, the moms and dads. And that's where my heart breaks for that, man, for the parents.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. And then so Duke is sitting in the room with Cisco, and Cisco tells him, "Hey, man, what's up with you and Indio, man? You know, he's over there shooting up the neighborhood, you know." And then he goes, "Man, the people want to talk to you, man, to see if you're still going to be in charge or whatever, you know." And Cisco leaves the room, and Duke says, "What about the peace treaty?" And the grandma overhearing everything, bro. You know,
Yeah.
grandma overhearing everything, man. So this is the funny part. We all know this scene, bro. Duke, he goes over to visit who?
No, Gata,
Gata.
Gata,
Gata.
Gata.
He goes over to visit Gata. Robin, the white girl, is there. She's not a chola there yet. And he goes over and he comes in. You want to talk about what happens next?
Yeah, he goes in there and he's talking to her and he's like, "Oh man," he goes, "You've been gone, you know, a year's been a long time." And he goes, "Well, man, I heard down the line, I heard that they shot the wire to him that, man, you're out here messing around with all these vatos with all my homeboys." And she goes, "Well, yeah, it's been a year's a long time. I was lonely out here. You don't know what it's like." He goes, "Man, I heard you're with Chili Willy, Feo, Conejo. I mean, all these days, man, it was just
Yeah.
funny. Like that's a funny line right there, man."
Yeah. She's like, "I didn't do nothing. I was just kissing him. I wouldn't do that to you. You're just kissing him." But those names you mentioned, I wrote them down, bro. Because you were with Rascon, Feo, Zapato, Conejo, Chini, Willy. Man, it's
Yeah, that's
hilarious,
funny.
bro.
Yeah, and then they sit on the sofa and he's like, "Man, so you mean when you're with them, you're thinking about me?" And he goes, "Yeah, you know I love you. You know I just think about you, you know." And then like they're kissing or whatever, and he tells her, "You catch your welfare check yet?" She gets all mad.
Exactly.
"That's all you want me for. That's all you want me for." He goes, "You know I'll pay you back." Yeah, that
Pay
was
you
funny.
back with kisses and hugs.
Yep.
Yup. She's
You're
like,
back in the
how
hug.
much do you love me? I love you a lot. You know? Man, bro, they put some funny. The thing is, that's what I was thinking, bro. They could have made it like really hardcore, but they put comedy in it and they put all kinds of stuff, bro. The dance scenes later on we're gonna talk about, everything, bro. They put music. They thought about this, bro. Whoever produced it, look, they did their homework, huh?
Yeah, they did.
Wow. So we get Robin, she's beat by her dad, bro. You remember why she got beat or what was up? I forget.
Yeah, she got beat because her dad was alcoholic and he beat the mom. So I guess he got thrown out of the house. But then the mom was gonna let him back into the house as long as he didn't drink. So he's right there and they're setting up for dinner. And she's like, and the mom's like nagging him. The mom's like, "Remember, what do you want to drink?" He goes, "Water or juice or whatever." He goes, "The juice is fine." And she goes, "Remember, he said you're not gonna drink." He goes, "I know, I know." And you could tell he's already on edge, probably because he don't have the alcohol, right? And she goes, "Remember, you said you weren't gonna drink." He goes, "I know, I know." And she goes, "Because you don't like you when you drink, because you're not blah, blah." And she's just on him about drinking. And then he pulls out a cigarette to smoke, and she's like, "Don't smoke in my house. I'm allergic to smoke." And she's just like on him. So like his level went way up there. So when Robin walks in, said, "Where you been? You were all across the tracks with those losers." And he's like on her, and she's like, she doesn't know he's back in the house, and she's like, "What do you mean you left anyways? You can't tell me what to do." And that just sparked him off even more. So that's why he follows her to the room and beats the heck out of her with the belt.
Man,
Yep,
man,
he got beat.
man. There's a lot of man regrets when you look back in your life, man. Our parents weren't perfect, but they did their best. But it shows a lot of stuff, man. And then in marriage, even like don't nag your husband, but compromise, and work it out. Like
Yeah,
don't push each other, man.
yeah,
But
and if you look at that story, it just doesn't show that the problems are on that side of the tracks with Latinos or blacks or any other. It's on that side too. Yeah, I mean, with the whites, with they have alcohol problems, drug problems, abuse, whatever it is. You know what I mean? So it's blind to the areas and to the cultures and to the races. You know what I mean?
I
Having
love that. I love that you point that out because I got that too. Like they didn't just. That's good wisdom by the producers and Pastor Ed that they didn't just put it on the raza. They also showed that the white people are going through it too, and they're beating their kids and all that stuff. So he who's without sin cast the first stone, right?
yeah,
But
exactly.
But let's see where we're at.
So then they have the party that night. They meet up. Duke meets up with them, pulls up in the car.
Yeah. He goes, hey, he pulls up and he's greeted. This is his first day out of jail. He's back in the neighborhood. That looks like it might have been filmed over in White Fence area. I'm not sure. But he gets out, he greets everybody. He's challenged for the vadio, by somebody. He ends up slapping somebody. And
Crow.
then Crow? Was it Crow? He slapped him.
Crow.
Crow.
You're gonna take this body or am I gonna take it? And he slapped him. I'm gonna take it. Yeah.
You know what?
30 seconds before that, it was CISCO, SHYGIRL, and Wino were walking out of the liquor store, and they bump into Pastor Ed.
Yeah.
They bump into him. They go, "Hey, what's up?" or whatever. And then Wino goes, "Who's that?" And he goes, "That's the new pastor in town right there." He goes, "He goes around passing out papers around the neighborhoods, and this and that." He goes, talking about God. And he goes, Wino goes, "I don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about Pisto Rio. Let's talk about partying." So, he don't want to talk about godly stuff,
Yeah. He goes, "I know Pisto real well." He goes, "I know Pisto real well." That's what Wino said. But that's just kind of like in another movie, they said something similar, But so we're back under there. It's in the hood. Duke just got out, and he goes, when I was in the Torcida, I got my GED. Remember that?
Yeah, I got my GED.
And they go, "What's the GED?" And he goes, "They give it to you when you got it right here in the brain." And what did Wino say? Do you remember?
Yeah, he goes, "You probably stole it."
Yeah. I use that line sometimes, bro, with my homies when they do something good or get in a certificate. I'm like, "You probably stole it, bro." So it's interesting. And then Wino's he's a good figure in this movie. He ends up getting jumped. Want to talk about that?
Yeah. He was walking through, I guess, through 14th Street's neighborhood, and they caught him slipping. And they chased him. And obviously, he had to run to an alleyway because they boxed him in the alleyway, and then they beat the heck out of him. And then Indio goes, "Hey, let's take Duke a present." So they take him, then they take him to that party, and they drop him off in the front. So then you see Wino hitting the door with his bloody hand. And then somebody, I forget which, I think SHYGIRL opens the door and finds him, and they start screaming, yeah, Wino. But it was like a long cry, but yeah.
I know, they're all looking at him, pick him up,
Somebody called 911.
911. All right, bro. This is I think your favorite scene, bro. So we got a friend, from Greenspan's store, but this one, Hammer and Lewis, I believe is in San Jose, bro. I could be wrong. So the clothing store scene, bro. So I'm gonna let you take over. You explain the clothing store scene and everything that happens in it, man.
Yeah, the clothing store scene, they're in there and they're talking, right? And they're like, I guess they're buying clothes, So they're in the store and they're looking at their clothes and all this and that, Then Pastor Ed walks in and he's talking to them and he's saying, "Hey, Duke, he's trying to share with them, about God's love, about why you guys fighting, why, like in other words, there's no purpose to the fight. We should love one another. We should walk with one another, defend one another. Let's fight the devil, stuff like that." So then I forget, I think Crow walks up to Duke and says, "Hey, Duke, hey, let's get going, man. 14th Street just passed." And he goes, "Don't worry about those bottles. It's under control." Duke, if you watch the movie, during the whole movie, he keeps saying that it's under control. It's under control. And then while you're watching the movie, you understand that it's not under control. Nothing's under control. You know what I mean? But in his mind, he thought he had it all under control. So then they're over there and they're shopping, whatever. And a few little conversations go on with different people that they show. But 14th Street walks in. As they walk in, man, they just rush Duke and everybody starts fighting. It's all out because all the guys are there, their hyenas are there, and it just winds up being like a melee, But as Indio goes to hit Duke, Pastor Ed gets in the front of him. So bam, he gets hit in the mouth, As he gets hit in the mouth, then they take off. 14th Street takes off, and then they're there like they're ready to go. And then Pastor Ed saying, "Hey," he goes, "I know what it's like. I used to gang bang. I was a drug addict, whatever." He goes, "I know how it feels. You guys want to go get them. You have anger. You want to go out there." He goes, He goes, but what about God's love, Duke, and homeboys and homegirls? If you guys can't handle God, and then right there, he's getting emotional. I mean, out of God's love for them, you know what I mean? He's like, he's hurt about what they're doing to each other. So he's telling him, he goes, you know, what do you guys want to go get revenge? You guys want to go out there and fight them or whatever? What is this all about? Because we should get together, you know, because God loves us. We should be out there fighting the devil, not fighting each other. I mean, God's love is powerful. And he goes, well, you can't handle it, because he starts crying. He goes, you can't handle God's love, dude, or homeboys and homegirls, you can't handle God's love. And he starts crying. Well, when I first saw that, man, honestly, that kind of hit me when he started crying, like, because you could hear it in his voice. And man, I want you to ask CISCO about that. Like, was Pastor Ed really emotional at that for that scene? Because if I felt like he was, man, I felt like he was. That was probably like a one take scene, because I felt like he was really like filled with God's love at that moment. Maybe he was reliving stuff from his when he was out there gang banging, because man, that love or that his trembling in his voice, man, it was real. It was real.
Yeah.
And man, I'm 50 years old, and I probably watched this when I was like, man, I don't know, like 15. So for all these years, man, I still remember a lot of lines. I remember a lot of certain things that really touched me in my heart, and that's one of them right there, man. And whoever likes watching this video, if you guys watch it, you know, like, make a comment on this post and let me know what you feel about that scene, you know,
Yeah.
because I'm just curious.
And I remember even in the, you remember Beryl, the big guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him putting on his pants, and then I
And he's
also
looking at his
remember,
shoes.
like, yeah, I remember I remember in the neighborhood we make fun of that. We made fun of that scene too. You know, what about God's love, homeboy? You know, can you handle that? You know,
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah.
what's funny, bro, is that I think I don't know if he really was, but at least in the movie, he was an ex gangbanger, Pastor Ed, and it was cool that, you know, God calls some of these people out to go back in and reach the hood. And look how many people, bro. Pastor Ed, his vision for this movie reached us, bro. All our, even if they're saved or not, bro, they all
Yeah.
have seeds from this movie. Every one of our homeboys would watch this movie. If not, how many times do you think you watch this movie, Joe?
Like I over 40 times, man.
Yeah,
Over
at
40
least
times.
40, 50. But dude, that doesn't, I don't even know if you ever seen it, but there's a part 2. So I don't know how many times I watched part 2.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Part 2 is on a play. It's on a stage, bro. But it's, to me, it's the central role in that one is CISCO. But he's the main one in that one. But I think it's even better, bro. So he's at war with INDIO, you know. So
Oh, okay, I gotta watch that one then. So I haven't seen that one, man.
I can't find it, bro. But I'm gonna ask CISCO that too, bro. So that was just an intense scene. That's probably one of the scenes, you know, because Hammer and Lewis, bro. I mean, we got those stories here, so we could all relate. We go to there. Me and you were together in Greenspans a while back, you know, and then there's other stories like that. So it's pretty cool, bro.
Yeah, there was Williams right there in Fullerton. They had Williams clothing store. We used to go
remember Williams on Orange
stuff.
Store? On
Yeah.
Orange Store, man.
Yeah, I don't think
Bro.
they're there anymore. I don't know, because I don't live in that area no more. But yeah, that was our place to go shopping, Williams.
That's right, bro. I forgot about Williams. Kind of looked like Hammer and Lewis a little, bro.
Yeah, they had those big Levi's up there, like they were like size 90s or whatever.
Yeah.
Remember we used to walk in there, my homeboys would be like, "Hey Joe, they got your pants." That was a lot bigger back then.
Yeah.
We'd be talking smack to each other, you know.
Oh, we were the same way, bro. We're still the same way over there with Rolo and all these guys, bro. But so God loves Duke. God loves Tokertown. God even loves 14th Street.
God even loves 14th Street.
Tokerstown. You think about it, I'm sure they got the name from Fullerton, Tokerstown. That was one of both of our enemies, you know. It's kind of cool now. I'm like, now we don't have hate for him, bro. But you know, it's kind of cool. Like God even loves Fullerton, Tokerstown. You know.
Yeah.
God loves Westside La Habra. God loves La Jolla Mad Ones. You know.
Yeah.
He loves everyone. You know.
Loves everybody, man. He loves all the clicks and all the lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, he loves everybody, man. It's unconditional.
The Carnival Scene. So remember the Carnival Scene?
Yeah.
They go to the Carnival. I wonder where that was.
Yeah, probably some. I don't know. So, because sometimes I doubt that sometimes they would set up their own carnivals, like when they film. But I doubt they did that for this. Yeah, I mean, that's a big budget if you were to do something like that.
Yeah, there was thousands of people at that carnival, so it was pretty cool. They had a remember the song, I Just Want to Celebrate? Remember that song?
Another
That was
day of
going on.
live. Yeah.
They had the
And then they all
dancing, the
had their
poppers.
jackets on. They
Yeah,
had their what is this, Tokers Town Grandes or something like that.
yeah,
Their brown jackets with their
yeah.
yeah. And they're on the that ride that goes in circles. And then somebody was break dancing, and then they threw one of their members up there, and he started like dancing like that, you know.
Yeah, he was a
But
good
yeah,
dancer, bro. He was a good
yeah.
dancer. But you know what? I might be
No, but
pushing.
that's true though. Like keep it more realistic, you know, like because well, it's even like homeboys. Like you're not. I mean, if you have like 30, 40 homeboys like we did, you're not. Everybody's not all together all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because even within those 30 or 40, you have your dogs. You know, you have your dogs, and then you know, you have everything within there. So, Shy Girl, Shy Girl fights Robin for Cisco. Tell us
Yeah.
about that, Joe.
Yeah, they're in that. They're at the party. They're at a party, and Cisco and Robin are dancing. Right, they're slow dancing to some oldies, and then Shy Girl's talking to I think Dimples or something on the sofa. She's like, I don't know who she thinks she is, trying to move in on my old man. And when I saw it was because I was reviewing it last night again, I go, moving in on man, like he was like all hugged up on her. That's moved in. That's already, you know. She goes, I'm
Yeah,
trying to move in on my old man. That's my old man. He goes, well, you should go over there and handle that. So she gets up and she goes over there and she like pulls him away and goes, I don't know who you think you are, but that's my old man. And then she says like he's saying I think Cisco says something to her and he goes, what's wrong? Pulling your covers or what? And I guess Robin already had the tattoo of Cisco, and then I think Shy Girl shows I have his tattoo too, and blah blah blah. So they're like fighting over him. So Shy Girl to get back her goes, well, you think you're from this neighborhood? Who jumped you in? We all have to go through initiation. And he goes, yeah, that's right. He goes, you ready to do it? Yeah, let's do it. He goes, well, I want to be the one to mop the floor with you. She tells her, that's funny. That's a funny line. I want to be the one to mop the floor up with you,
yeah,
you know. And then she winds up, she starts throwing down with her, and yeah, she mops the floor with her. But then everybody starts cheering on Robin that she jumped in. So her whole like trying to disgrace her or whatever flipped because all the attention went to Robin, you know. So that was like a slap to the face for a Shy Girl, you know. But she lost her
yeah,
old man and she gave her like attention, you know.
yeah. And like during that scene right there, God kind of used it too later on to get Shy Girl. You know, God uses situations like that to, you know, open us up to Him. You know, he'll use
Yeah,
tragedy, whatever, to open us up. But you know, it's interesting. Like I knew some of your homegirls. I know you knew some of mine, and you know, man, it's unfortunate. Like I look back and like I never really. We had like girl gangs here where I grew up, and I didn't respect them. To me, they were just whatever, right?
yeah,
I
yeah.
look back and I look at them now, and like all these women that I grew up with, man, just their moms and everything, and it's just so tragic, man, that they enter into that life and their life's kind of destroyed, man, and even some till today, man. So, you know, God bless them, but
And that's
you
why I
know,
think like with well sometimes you know what I mean like well most of the time it's generational in the barrios, you know. And so like with Duke and Cisco was like his brother, then and then Duke and then his brother and then who knows, you know, who else. But like with me, they wound up being like my grandparents, my parents, and then me and my siblings, and then from the same barrio, you know, from La Jolla. And you know, I decided that when I got married and I got out of all that, that I wasn't gonna let my kids walk in that. You know what I mean? I wasn't gonna
yeah,
break that pattern. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Yeah.
yeah.
So
And you know
I
what, Joe? You know what? What I've noticed here, I don't know if it's everywhere, but at least here in where I grew up, um, in the West Side La Habra, a lot of my generation's kids, even though they grew up in the same area, did not join the gang. Some did, but majority of them didn't. Do they became skaters, rappers, you know, all kinds of different things, which is awesome, bro. So something changed, bro. But even the gangs changed. You know, now you know it could be somebody, you know, don't even suspect to look, doesn't even dress like a gang like we used to dress, but
yeah.
now it could be a gangster, you know. It's
But like
incredible.
honestly, I haven't seen and man, it's been a long time. I haven't seen a homeboy like on the streets, like walking around. I haven't seen somebody with Cortezes or creased down or with their white shirt creased down, starched down. I haven't seen that in a long time, man. Like a
Yeah.
long time, you know?
Yeah, and you know what? It's even cultural. Like I think a lot of people still do it, like in Boyle Heights. Like even the Christians, it's people think they're dressing like gangsters, but it's a way of dressing. It's pachuco, suit type dress and everything. And Boyle Heights is there. You guys had the creases and everything more than we did. We were more like half sports, have gangster dress. You guys were like straight East LA looking, with hard creases, three in the back, and you guys were, and what I'm saying is every city has their own little culture. Your culture was a little different than ours, even though we were all close friends. You guys like dressed like Boyle Heights, man. So in other words,
Yeah,
La Jolla
yeah.
was like a little Boyle Heights.
Yeah, that's just just the way I was just normal for me,
Yeah,
to do that, to crease and polish and stay, what now what they call G'd up now, but back then it was just I think what it is just the estilo, your style that you carry with you, and just something you always have, man. 'Cause I don't think like I'm dressing like what they call gang member or whatever. Um, I'm just getting dressed, to me
yeah.
it's just normal routine.
See, that's what people don't understand. They see, but even now, like I got a friend. You saw I just interviewed him today.
Yeah.
Today, he's from Boyle Heights. He dresses like he wears Pendletons. He dresses nice, crease. He ain't a gang member at all. But the culture of that area, that's the way Chicanos dress. The culture over there in San Bernardino, OC might be a different. Long Beach, they might dress a little different. Every city has their own culture of dress. And just because they dress like that is what I'm saying too, it doesn't mean they're a gangster, bro. It doesn't mean they're a cholo, it doesn't mean, they're bad, you know? So,
It's just your style of clothes that you wore growing up, and it's like a cowboy.
yeah.
Those cowboys, they wear hats. They put a cowboy hat on. Doesn't mean he's gonna get on a horse tomorrow, or that he's out there, roping steer. It's just
Yeah,
that's just their style. They wear a
yeah,
cowboy hat and jeans, and some cowboy boots, and they're out there. It doesn't mean he lives on a ranch.
yeah,
He could live on an apartment complex in Houston. So
yeah.
it's just your style, man. It's just your
Hey,
style.
hey,
But
dude, I remember when I was a kid, like 13, 14, I used to wear long shorts, the long shorts and the long socks, and everybody, and not a lot of people were doing it back there, bro. Remember the Lakers? They had those short shorts. You see Magic Johnson shorts, all the white people with their OP short shorts, Mexicans, and I would get
yeah,
made
or
fun of, bro.
the
Huh?
dolphin shorts.
Yeah, man, what's up with the guys would wear that, huh? Man,
Yeah.
what's wrong with you guys? Well, anyways,
Not us, man. That's for
oh,
sure.
I know, but I'm saying that, like, look at it now. Like years later, now everybody wears long shorts. So all you vatos that made fun of people back then, apologize, brother.
Yeah, because now, yeah.
Apologize.
Well,
Yeah,
now even Pendletons are trending with the skaters, the more like the white people. You go to like all the stores in the mall, and they're selling Pendleton, and
yeah,
they call them board shorts. They're $145. But back in the day, that was just those were the cholos, what the gang members wore. And now it's not, man. Now they were selling Dickies, they're selling Pendletons, they're selling Ben Davis, all at the like the pharmacy store in the mall or whatever, like the skater stores. I don't know a lot
yeah,
about them, but I know what they sell, and they sell those are our type of clothes.
yeah. Remember the Stacy's?
Yeah, Stacy Adams. Yeah,
Stacey Adams, man. You guys were hardcore Stacey Adams, bro, in La Jolla, bro.
yeah, man. We used to put taps on the bottom too. So when you're walking here, that yeah,
It's
you know.
crazy, bro. Crazy, man. Crazy memories, bro. So the line dancing, remember when they're dancing, they're partying? It's what's Duke's gang name again?
What's that?
The name of Duke's gang?
That's Tokerstown.
Tokerstown. They have that little dance scene. That's kind of
Yeah, when
fun,
they
kind
do
of a
the
slow
line
train
dance, yeah, and
line.
they're coming through.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's kind of cool, man. Duke does his dance, and
yeah, they did. He starts doing that. What is that called? Man, I forgot what they call that. Yeah, like the
that's
snorkel
old school.
or whatever. Yeah,
That's old school dance right there, bro. Then Gata tells Duke, hey, tells Cisco, hey, let's go to church. Come on. If you want church, go to church. You remember that scene?
yeah, Yeah, and she does, and she does, man, she does, and it's
Yeah.
like during all that turmoil of losing her old man, and then with Wino dying, and then just everything happening, yeah, she winds up turning to God, you know.
Yeah, and that's a good scene right there because even though Cisco wasn't really wanting to go to church, she went anyway, and that's kind of like you got to go, man. Like when we stand before God one day, bro, there ain't gonna be no you. It's gonna be individual. You got to do what you got to do for your relationship with God, and that's why I'm glad it kind of showed that. And then the Rumble in the Jungle, bro. Tell us about, remember the car scene where they get together in the fight and ultimately the thing happens to Wino.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
they,
tell us about that scene, Joe.
yeah, they're gonna throw it down because they're like tired of everything that's going on. And so they said let's meet up, and they meet up and to do a brawl, just straight up brawl. And they get together, man. They're just throwing down, and they have like bats and knives, and nobody really had guns because back then they didn't. Guns wasn't a big thing back then, you know, like like the late '80s. There was really no guns, man. The biggest thing you had to worry about was like a 38 special or a bat or a knife. Those were the weapons, you know what I mean? But back then, I think like when we're out there gang banging in the 80s, it was more like warrior, you know what I mean? Like Aztec warrior, hand to hand combat, you know what I mean? It wasn't about like drive-bys or stuff like that, you know what I mean? And I remember like there was times where you would get jumped or jump somebody, and you know what? When it was done, it was done. You know, not to get off topic, but what I noticed with this new generation, man, I'll watch videos and they do that world star or whatever. These vatos, man, they'll beat somebody up, knock them out, and still keep kicking them, man, when they're on the ground. And you know what I mean? And it's like this not necessary, you know what I mean? And it's just like they have no self control, or I don't know what it is, man. There's no respect, man. There's no respect. If you're gonna throw down with somebody and you knock them out, or they say, you know, the too fast, they tap out, just walk away, man. I'm not saying even to shake their hand, which that would be like the best come out, you know what I mean? But respect it, say, okay, you won, you know? But
Yeah,
nowadays, oh man, they want to sit there and and keep hitting him and hitting him. And it's like there's no purpose to it except for to get likes and views on social media, you know, and that's just wrong, you know. But
yeah,
anyways, back to the movie. Yeah, they're throwing down and man, they're going at it really good. But then I remember Wino takes off because his old lady's hurt in her arm or something. They took off running, and Indio tells Stretch, "Hey, I'm gonna go get him. I'm gonna go after him." So he does. He chases him. Next thing you see is his old lady's on the ground. He's like, "Come on, we gotta go," and she's complaining about her arm or something. And then, yeah, so Wino's on the ground. He pushes him down. Indio pushes him down, and Wino's on the ground like that. And then Indio puts the gun on him like that, and then Wino's like, bam, shoots him, and Indio kills Wino. And then Wino's old lady's like, "No, Wino!" And she's yelling, you know, like holding him. And Indio takes off running, man. So that was the death. I think that was the only death of the movie that they show. It was Indio. It was Wino dying. But
yeah,
and when I was thinking, like Wino was one of the good guys. Like he was just quiet, you know what I mean? Just wanted to drink, and he wasn't out there like kicking up dust. You know what I mean? He wasn't the one talking a lot of smack or nothing like that. But for some reason, Indio targeted him. Maybe he
yeah.
thought he was like the weak one. I don't know, but
Yeah, yeah, and, you know that's what I got out of it too. Is Wino, like he was that likable guy in the movie, man. Just
yeah,
you don't have them in your hood. I think of when I look back at your hood, I think of like Hippie Joe or somebody, you know, just somebody that everybody liked, bro. And
yeah,
you know, it's just one of those guys, and Indio kills him, man. And you know, I just lost my homeboy Wino, you know, to the liver,
yeah.
you know. But
Condolences, man, to you guys and his family, man.
yeah, man, La Habra just lost two. We lost Wino, we lost Flacco, Chris Valencia. So we're praying for them. The funeral's coming. Yeah,
Yeah,
man. So that was a crazy
condolences,
scene,
man.
you know, the crazy scene. Indio kills Wino. The next thing I remember big that happens is Duke is laying in bed holding a gun. He's holding a gun and he's pondering all the things that you've seen during the movie. He's
The
pondering
flashback.
God. He's pondering his is it his grandma or his mom? I forget.
It's his grandma.
His grandma. He's pondering the grandma. He's pondering you know, just everything. Gata, his brother. And what's cool about that scene, bro, is that I think whenever you've gone through that life, like I had those times. I remember I got saved in Corcoran, bro, and laying in bed thinking those thoughts like flashing before my eyes, and that's like the Holy Spirit ministering to you, it's like reminding you stuff and telling you need a change, man, you need a change. And then ultimately, like for me, I made a change, and I remember you made a change a long time ago, man. Remember when we were 18, 19, when you took off to Hesperia or whatever it was, in Egypt.
Yeah, I,
Yeah,
I
so
yeah, I got away from game banging, and I was 21.
21, wow.
Yeah, so I was already like older out there. I was one of the oldest ones uh, on the streets, and I was like, then I had met my wife a year before that, and then we talked about marriage, and then I got engaged, and everybody told the homeboys. I went to the neighborhood one day, and I said, you know what, guys, that's it, man. I'm moving away, and I'm gonna come back, man. And they're like, yeah, you're good, man. You're good. You go just come back and let's party one weekend. And I wasn't saved at that time, so I went back one weekend and we partied or whatever, and then that was it. I haven't went back 28 years, man. I've been married 28 years.
Yeah,
Never went back. There's a few guys I talked to, the ones that are doing good, but I pray for all. I pray for all of them. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because I know like La Harbor, La Jolla, they need God, man. They do.
yeah,
And I know like me and you talking about doing some stuff, like to bring God to our neighborhoods.
yeah.
And I pray to God that we can fulfill that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we will, and we are, bro. Just by even doing this, man, and showing a positive, bro. And I remember, and just so you know, me and Joe were like we were road dogs, man. We were close, we were tight. I call him up one day, Joe. Hey, let's go party. I forgot if I got out of jail or
Yeah,
what.
you
I
just
don't
got
know.
out of the pen. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got out. I'm all just, Joe was one of my dogs. So I'm all, hey, Joe, let's go party. He goes, hey, bro. Says, I gave my life to God. I'm going to church and this and that. And I was like, oh, all right, bro, I'll call you back.
I never
how
got
many
a
years,
call back.
how many years later did I call you?
That honestly, I would say it was like 20 years.
Yeah, 20 years, bro. But we picked up even better than before, bro, because now, we love each other and it's not gang related. It's just friend related. It's God related, it's
Yeah, it's like
family.
brothers in Christ. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
we know each other's family. We hang out, and it's cool, man. It's cool that everything's even more real, because it's not built on a false foundation. But hey, Joe, really quick, what's that behind you? That thing way over there behind you? Is that a Cowboy star? Dallas
Um,
Cowboys?
no, that right there.
No, the other one behind your other, right there.
That one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one I think. Yeah, it says Dallas Cowboys. It says Dallas
Oh,
Cowboys
dude.
sign.
I'm sorry for all you watching for that satanic symbol.
And that was the Dallas Cowboys. It says we don't dial 911
In other
out
words,
here in yeah, because
live
well,
by
you don't live
Texas
up in
law.
this area, the high desert, man. So I got a lot of elbow room up here.
Yeah. Hey, guys, I'm sorry for that satanic symbol, like I said, but I'm sure you guys have seen that post where it says, if you don't want to catch the coronavirus, just wear a Dallas Cowboys jersey because they don't catch anything.
Man, that's messed up, man. I'm catching a lot of shade right now, though. Come on, Paul. Come on. Let's bring
I
it back.
gotta, I gotta blot out that thing back there, bro, so don't hurt people's eyes,
Yeah.
bro. Nah,
Hey,
but
you know what they say, right?
what's up?
Don't be a hater because it's a sin.
Oh, dale. All right, all right. Hey, man. So tell us the ending of the movie, bro. I'm gonna let you explain it. The whole ending of what happens.
The whole ending, well, what happens is that Duke is just tired, man. He's tired of the losses, man. There's more losses than there's wins. No matter like how much good he tries to do, like in the whole movie, like he's trying to do good by Indio and like take him under his wing when they're locked up, and then when he gets out, he breaks that peace treaty, and he's just getting stomped and walked all over by Indio, even by Gata. Gata was like in the first time, like she's kind of like pushing him to like, what are you gonna do, man? You gonna let them walk all over you, blah blah blah, like, and she just kind of disrespects him in the beginning. I forget there was one part in the beginning she tells him like, what was he, your old man or what? You know, talking about Indio, and he got her by the hair and pulled her down, and she falls on the sofa. And he goes, you don't talk to me. I'm your old man. You don't talk to me like that. But it's just like a lot that happened, you know. Then with Wino getting killed, and then with Crow stepping up to him, you know, saying that, you know, like in other words, he wanted to take over the barrio and be president. It's just like everything he went through, just man, it was just too much weight on his shoulders. And he went to him and Gata were talking on, I think it was the beach. They're walking, and they're talking about like, man, it's just too much going on. It's too hard. So they go to church, go to Pastor Ed. So they walk into Pastor Ed's church, and they ask for him, and Pastor Ed's in the back with another lady from church, and they're with SHYGIRL, and they're in there praying for her and talking to her about God. So she was there first, and then they all get together, and they're talking with Duke and Gata about God and being saved. So they take Gata, go with the women, and then Duke and Pastor Ed are talking, and then Duke just starts breaking down. He just starts crying like, man, everything, I keep getting burned. I keep getting, you know, he's just talking about all his frustrations and everything that's going on. And Pastor Ed goes, man, you want to accept God? And he asks, so he does a sinner's prayer, saves God to his life, and so does SHYGIRL. I mean, SHYGIRL and Gata, they both become saved too. And they're like, they're happy. You know what I mean? Like that weight that was on his shoulders, God just took it off and cleansed them, man. You feel it in his face and his character. He got that weight off his shoulders, man.
It looks real too, bro. I don't know if he really was crying but Duke,
yeah, I thought that's another scene that was powerful. Like it was real. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah, man. And I don't know if you knew this, bro. Not to change the subject on that, but did you know SHYGIRL and CISCO in real life are married?
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're married, bro. So that's why I want to ask them too. Were they together at the time of the filming, or did it happen later? You know, because they were together, you know, in the film. So maybe they were dating, or because, you know, they look older. But when I look at interviews of like Duke, I think his last name's Victor Barrera or something. And I look at old interviews of CISCO that I could find on YouTube. They were young, bro. They look older because they were wearing their, you know, their creased down stuff, bro. But they were young, bro. But
yeah, they were young, and I remember at the end of the movie it says that that CISCO had done 5 to 10 years for aggravated assault or something like that. And then just going off the top of my head, I think SHYGIRL wound up working in a ministry in Mexico.
yeah, like a missionary or something, huh?
Yeah, and then Gata too was involved in the church, and then so was Duke. Duke wound up being a pastor or something like that. Yeah, and then so some of the people were more tragic. I think Dimples got into an accident, in a car accident or something, and died. And the Joker, one of the big guys, was he got shot during a robbery or something. There was a lot of tragic death too that happened. But then on the other side, there was a lot that were saved and they're still alive and still serving.
Ain't that the truth, though? Ain't that real? That's
Yeah.
real, bro. That's real. I know, like in your neighborhood, you guys have lost a lot of people lately, bro. Like, especially the older guys, you know, you guys have lost a lot of people. We lost a lot of younger guys recently, you know. But
Yeah.
Tell us about the end of the movie, the stabbing scene.
Well, what happens is that CISCO's tired. He goes, you know what, man? They're like pressuring CISCO now. Now instead of everybody pressuring Duke about 14th Street, now they're pressuring CISCO. They're telling him, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about India? What are you gonna do about what's going on and him disrespecting us, blah blah blah? And he goes, or you're gonna be like your brother and you're gonna go to God. You're gonna like rank out and go with God, you know, like your brother and Gata and then SHYGIRL. And he goes, nah, man, I'm gonna go handle this. I'm gonna go handle this. So anyways, he gets his homeboy and they take off and they go over there. I think it's true. I think 14th Street was filmed over there by Whitefence, by that bridge. That's what it looked like. Anyway,
4th Street Bridge.
Yeah, and so they take off over there. Him and his homeboy. His one homeboy has a gun, so he pulls up to them and they're smoking PCP. And he goes, "What is that? It's PCP, man?" He goes, "Token and pass it." And they're getting high or whatever. And then they pull up in the car and he goes, "Here comes CISCO." So he gets off the car and he goes, "Hey man," he goes, "So I'm here. I'm gonna kill you." He goes, the other guy has a gun on all of them, and he goes, "Tell your homeboy put his gun down. We'll take care of it right now." And he goes, "No man," he goes, "I'm gonna take you out." He goes, "I'm gonna like," I forget what he said exactly. Like, "I'm gonna gut you out," or "I'm gonna." In other words, he was like killing with a knife. You make it slow, and he goes, "Wow," they're just like talking back and forth, you know, yelling at each other, and then next thing you know, here comes Duke's car, and him and Gata get there. and they get off the car, and then Gata runs up to CISCO, and she's like, no, don't do it, do it. And he has a knife like this. So he turns around, he's looking at Gata, and then Duke runs around here and gets in front of Indio, protecting him again. You know what I mean? And he goes and he gets in front of him, like, and then and he's saying, no, I'm gonna kill him, whatever. He turns around and goes like this, thinking that it's Indio, when really it's his brother. So he winds up stabbing Duke in the chest.
Stabbing his own
As soon as
brother.
he stabs him, everybody runs, except for CISCO, Gata, and then Duke's on the floor, and they're holding him, and then she's screaming, no, no. Then he's yelling, I'm sorry, it was a mistake. And then the camera pans up, you know, like that, just showing them screaming and yelling, you know. And then that was the end of the movie.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. Crazy sad. Crazy
Yeah.
sad, bro.
Crazy sad, but at the same time, because it tells you at the end what happened. And what happened was Duke didn't die from that knife stab. You know what I mean? He didn't die. He recovered from his injuries. And then that's when it starts telling, like, it gives you, like, it shows you the real person, the character, like their real picture, and then what happened to them in real life, you know?
Yep.
But I'm not even sure. Do you remember when that was filmed?
Shoot, I don't remember.
It had to be like 70s, not late 70s.
Late 70s or early 80s, bro. Because we were probably watching them when we were like 15, and we're around the same age. So, you know,
Yeah.
we're probably watching it like 85, I would say 84, you know, if not 83. But we'll find out. I'll put it right here on the screen right now. But
Yeah.
it's just incredible, bro. And you know what's funny, bro, is that when you watch part 2, a lot of those people who died show back up, you know.
Oh, really?
But I believe under different names, you know, under different names
Yeah.
and stuff, you know, because they were already there. It's a play, man. But hopefully we'll find it with CISCO's help, and we'll get to watch it. But something you said, I wanted to reflect on really quick. There's something the movie said that you brought up was, are you know, when Duke turned to God, CISCO was now in charge of Tokerstown. So everybody was looking to CISCO saying, what are you going to do with India? What are you going to do? And, you know, that's the pressure of being a leader. But they're saying, you're going to go to God like Duke? You know, like, in other words, you wimped out. You ranked out. And you know, and I know, we know each other, is that when you live your life to God, bro, like me, you know me. You know my history, bro. You know the time I've done, what I've been to jail for, and just my reputation on the street, what it was, and you know, and people would say he took care of business. But once you go to God, and you're a wimp. So what do you have to say? Like, I'm sure it was said behind your back, but what do you have to say? Like I know you were down, bro. We did stuff together. What do you have? When someone gives their life to God, and all of a sudden they're a wimp, they're a rancor, they're questioned. What would you say, Joe?
And what I say is, like, you know, man, we live the life, and I mean, a lot of things we're not proud of, you know what I mean? But at the same time, we're forgiven. God forgave us. He cleansed us of everything, you know, and we're a new creature, you know what I mean? And if God forgives us, then there's nobody in this world that's able to bring back sin to us. Like, say, remember this, you did that. Once God forgives you, you're forgiven. That's it. That old man's dead, you know. But I just say that, look, if I know somebody, let's say this guy over here, right? And he was a down gangster, and he did this, he did that, he was down for his, but he becomes saved again. He gets baptized or whatever, and he's walking with God. Yeah, I mean, that person's walking with God, and he's doing his best. That's the last guy I want to cross. You know what I mean? Because just because he's walking with God, you don't want that old man to come back out of him. You know what I mean? That's all I got to say. You know what I mean? Because we all fall short of the glory. We're all trying our best to stay humble. We're trying to stay pure. We're trying to stay, you know, walk the walk with God, and trying to do everything he wants us to do in the 10 Commandments plus more. You know what I mean? So, but at the same time, I mean, we're human. You know what I mean? We're human beings. I mean, does that give us like a pass to sin, or you know what I mean? Like, oh, this guy disrespected me, I'm gonna go. No, man, that's none of that. But that Holy Spirit tells you between right and wrong. The Holy Spirit will guide you and say, you know what, just let it go, forgive him. You know what I mean? Because what did he say in the Bible? God says, how many times I gotta forgive him? You know what I mean? Isn't what like 70 times 70 or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
And so you have to turn the cheek and you have to walk away. But at the same time, like I said, we're trying our best. But at the same time, don't tread on me like that much. You know what I mean? Because we don't want the old man to come back out. You know what I mean?
You don't want
That's
that
what I'm
old
saying.
man.
I'm not like saying that with me, like, oh, I'm super gangster. I'm not saying that, man. I'm just Joe. Yeah, I'm just Joe. I'm a Christian. I do my best. You know what I mean? To walk the walk that God wants me to walk, and you know that's what I gotta say about that. You know?
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's cool, man. We walk this walk, and I just bring that stuff up because sometimes it's considered, if you're a gangster and you turn to the Lord, you're considered a wimp, man. All of a sudden you ranked out, you dropped out. You know what? And I had a friend who said, you know what? I didn't drop out. I dropped into the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. And if anybody knows, like, even just regarding me and you, is knows that we still love our homeboys. We still talk to our homeboys. They're still brothers in a lot of ways, bro. You know, like your guys, like your homeboy Smiley, you know, all of them, man. And I know you know all my homeboys too. Like, we all love them. We ain't left them. We're here for them. Anytime they want to come by and talk about God or chill, we're here. And that's one thing. We never left our friends, you know. In fact, we pray for
Yeah,
them and we love them even more. Love them even
yeah.
more, bro. But
That's 100% true, man. Because I know, like, with La Harbor and La Jolla, man, like, man, you guys, we're like, honestly, it felt like one body. It really did, you know. And the 90s when we were over there, late 80s, early 90s, man, you guys are like our brothers, man. And I can say till today, we're still brothers, but in a different way. You know what I mean? We're Christian brothers, you know, like, you know, so it's a trip, man. But yeah, like I said, I trusted like all the guys from the Pee Wees. You know what I mean? I trusted you guys with my life, man. You know what I mean? And
even I was talking to a guy, to one of the homies. I won't say his name, but you know, he's one of my closest friends over here. And he was saying that just a while back, I was looking at an old picture, and he was telling me, "Man, I trust some of those guys from La Jolla more than I trust my own." You know, so that's how tight it was. And it's interesting, you know, we bring this back together because we're talking about gangs and we're talking about the Duke of Earl, which was centered on gangs. And it's just a blessing, bro, that we're, you know, reconnected in God. But the last thoughts, man, you have on the movie, what lasting imprints did it make on your heart and your life and your mind? And what do you know, what's those things you look back on about the movie and you like?
the most important thing, it was 15-year-old Joe. It was comedy. It was funny. All the lines we took with it over all these years, like the lines, like the man, you know what I heard? I heard the Rucas run that barrio. Now we would use lines like that all the time, but and under funny circumstances, you know what I mean? And but now like at the 50-year-old Joe, you know, way before then is just his message, man. The message of redemption, the message of love, and the message that God loved La Jolla. God loved La Jolla, La Habra, the guys from Blas, the guys from Fullerton, the guys from Anaheim. God loved everybody, man. He loves everybody. You know what I mean? And didn't never made us special or you guys special. We're all equal in his eyes. You know what I mean? And so just his unconditional love, no matter who, no matter what. And it's not just, you know what I mean? Like I bring up these neighborhoods, but there's black neighborhoods, Mexican, white, whatever. You know what I mean? God loves everybody, man. And his unconditional love for everybody is amazing. You know what I mean? Because as human beings, we can't even phantom that kind of love. You know what I mean? Like as much as I love my kids and my wife, man, God's love is so much more greater than that. You know? So like what the movie brought to me was that just showing me that God's love is unconditional, man. It doesn't matter where you're at, where you're raised, what corner you hang out on. God loves you.
Yeah, dude. And here we are, dude, more than 25, 30, 35, or whenever that movie was made, bro. We're here still talking about the vision that God gave to your mom's cousin, Ed. All this time later, bro, the movie's still impacting. And because of this interview, a lot more people are going to watch it because it's on YouTube. You can watch it for free. I couldn't find it to buy, so it's on YouTube. You know, it's all over the place. And, you know, if any of you could find Duke of Earl too, please put a link under, you know, and we're going to be interviewing CISCO soon from the Duke of Earl. and hopefully later on Duke. But my lasting impressions are, man, I wonder if you and I would even be saved without the seeds planted in our heart from that movie. I wonder what part that made in, one plant, one waters, God gives the increase. That planted seeds in our heart, Joe. We probably don't even know till we get there. And probably Ed's up there in heaven, and God showed him, like, look at all the fruit, through this ministry. That God gave you a vision for this movie. It's incredible, bro. Every gangster, I want to say at least every gangster our age, at least from OC. I don't know about LA. I don't know how much they got into it. Probably, I would say 95% of them had seen this movie, you know, easy. If not 10 times, if not one time, 10 times, 40 times, 100 times, man. So this movie made a lasting impact. And I just want to thank all you out there. The cast was in this movie. And I pray that you guys are still walking strong. And what's cool is like CISCO, who is Vince Molina. Hope I said his name right earlier. Vince Molina, he's a friend of mine on Facebook. He's a pastor now in Texas, bro. So I want to get into, how did he get out to Texas, bro? That's way out there, bro. And he's been out there for years planning, bro. And I see old pictures of Duke. He's still walking with the Lord. Like I said, SHYGIRL's married to, whatever. And I just got a voicemail yesterday from Vince, who plays CISCO. He's like, hey, bro, this is Vince, CISCO, It's cool, man, so it's going to be neat, man. I want to see if there's a way to work out where you could get online with us when we do the interview. That would be cool, man. How all three of us to pick his head, So I'm going to look into that. But you guys,
it's great.
Joe, go ahead, Joe.
No, I was saying it's great. And like I said, the whole Duke of Earl, like, if you haven't seen it, watch it. And I guarantee you're going to get something from it. And it's not like you're going to watch a movie that's like preachy like that. Like, oh, it has a story to it. And honestly, when you're watching it, you're going to get intrigued in it, and you're going to watch it, and you're going to watch it again and again and again. And you're going to tell your friends about it. Even though it's as old as it is, it's just God's blessing. I mean, honestly, it's God's blessing on film, and you're going to love it. I know it is, because I still have like my homeboys, Santos and Bear and Ray. We still talk about it. You know what I mean? Like when we're talking, we say, hey, remember, we still do lines. I mean, even at the age we're at, we still throw lines out there about it. You know what I mean? So it's very impressionable, very impressionable.
Yeah, man, dude, it's just incredible film that impacted so many lives. And even when we were filming the movie Kilroy, sometimes people would question, like, I wanted to put more God in the film, or this and that, or it's like, bro, have you seen, I'm thinking to myself, like, when people would question, like, too much God in the movie, I'm like, bro, have you seen the Duke of Earl? God's all over that movie, bro. You know what I mean? Like, God could bless, dude. If the 100% God, anything you do to the Lord, bro, he's going to bless it, bro. So having more God in the film is not going to hurt the film. Duke of Earl is proof of that, bro. It's proof of that. We all in the neighborhoods watched it, and we didn't shy away because of God. We took those things and we repeated them as jokes. Little did I know that was we didn't know they were planting seeds, bro.
Exactly, man. Because can't put too much God in a movie. I mean, you could put a lot less God, but is it going to bear fruit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And why even do it if it's not going to bear the fruit you're looking for?
Yeah. And I liked it too, bro, because they were real. There was violence in the movie. There was violence, there was fighting, there was everything, and then there was God. They didn't keep nothing out, bro. They were free. They just did what they wanted to do, bro. And I think they did a great job writing. I mean, I think they did a decent job acting for not being actors, bro. These are just Christians who got saved, And man, bro, incredible. The crying scene with Duke, just so much,
Yeah. And it had like we can all relate to the mom, to the grandma, mom, whatever. Like, I know a lot of us were raised by our grandmas and called her the mom, our grandparents' mom and dad, like me. And so that's right there. We can associate with that, or him getting out or his mom having his clothes ready, having his favorite meal ready, because there's some hijos coming home. We all relate to that too. You know what I mean? And like, dying to go see his girlfriend, the homies, and all that stuff. Then there was fights, there was partying, there was a death. but in the midst of it all, God is right there the whole time in the movie. You know what I mean? And at the end, it shows them being saved. You know what I mean? But it also shows the tragic part of the people that didn't find God wound up like getting shot during robberies and stuff like that. You know, so it had everything, man. It had everything. Definitely great job by Victory Outreach on that one.
Yeah. You know, and through the years, I've seen other plays they've done, but you know, I don't think none of them's ever gotten that big. You know, I heard there was a movie coming out, or if it's not out yet, on Sonny Arganzoni, so I want to see that. But keep it up, Victory Outreach, man. Don't lose that love for the hoods and the streets, because the seeds you planted definitely affected our lives. And we all go to different churches here. We don't go to Victory Outreaches, but the seeds of what Pastor Ed did and Pastor Sonny definitely affected so many of our homies, you know. So thank you. But Joe, thank you for coming on the show. We're going to do another movie soon, you know.
Thank you for having me. Yeah. We'll recap on another movie. Yeah.
So you guys out there, put in the comments too, like, what movie do you want us to review? We have in our minds, but what movies do you want us to review? We're thinking about doing American Me next, but you let us know. You let us know in the comments, you know, what movies you'd like us to review. And any last words, Joe, before we go?
Yeah, all I ask is that when you guys watch Duke of Earl, put a comment on there what you feel about that scene when Pastor Ed gets hit in the mouth, and then about Duke when he's confesses his sins to God and asks God for forgiveness. About those two scenes, tell me what you guys think about that, the realness of it. You know what I mean? Did you feel that? You know what I mean? Let me know. I'm curious, you know.
Cool.
Yeah,
so put that in the comments, bro. Put those comments in there. What do you ask, bro? And again, we're going to close out this interview. We thank you, Joe. Let us know what movie you want us to do next. Hopefully next week we'll come with another one. American Me, Mundo, Blood In, Blood Out, Mi Familia, you know, whatever, you know. Joe's friends with Little Puppet, Danny De La Paz, so you never know, man. So anyways, you guys have a good one out there. From me and Joe from More Creative Films, God bless you. Subscribe, like, and continue to support, man. Share this video, guys. God bless you. Watch the Duke of Earl. It's on YouTube. Follow Joe Castro. Joe, where do they follow you on Instagram and Facebook before we close?
Instagram, it's actor_producer_Big Joe. And then on Facebook, it's just Joe Castro. Yeah, I'm on Facebook, Instagram. You know, that's it, man. I could get my old accounts back up on MySpace, but nah, they said not to. Hey, thank you for having me on here today, Paul. Appreciate it. God bless all of you out there, and God bless everybody out there in those neighborhoods. You know what I mean? Seek God, seek God's face. God loves you, and God's forgiving no matter what.
Yeah, and then Joe too, in the coming months, I know he's talking about starting his own podcast, so we'll have him back too to support that, man. So everybody could follow him with that when he starts it. But for now, we're signing out. God bless you guys. You guys take care. Peace out.